the Pard NV007 or the Oneleaf. Which is the better unit? I get asked this a lot, so keep watching. I hope to answer it for you. Welcome YouTubers, I'm Steve and here's another video from Airgunology. If you're new to the channel, we do a whole lot of air rifles, pistols, as well as technology reviews. So like I said, if you're new, hit that subscribe button down below, bell notification, all of that wonderful stuff. Also check in the video description of YouTube. A lot of the questions and stuff is answered in there. You'll find links to our Facebook group in there as well. And if you do want to join the Facebook group, please make sure you answer the questions. Otherwise you won't be accepted. You'll find links to our web store where you can find our cool merchandising, immersive optic scopes, 3D printing, as well as links to our forums and everything like that. It's all down in the YouTube video description. So the question for today, which is best? I've got to make sure I get these the right way around because they look very similar. It's the Pard NV007A or the Oneleaf NV100. Now I've got both of these in the 16mm option, which gives you more magnification. They are both available in the 12mm option, which will give you a much less zoom, more suited to air rifles. But these are both the 16. Both versions have the same sensors, same everything. And what I'm going to do is going to do a comparison about them, because since I did the NV100 from Oneleaf review, and I'll leave a link up there, probably got the wrong side, it's up there somewhere. I have had loads and loads of emails saying, is the Oneleaf better than the Pard? And because I've had so many emails, I thought what I'll do is I'll put a side-by-side comparison with these and try to do it in a controlled environment as to which is better. But anyway, let's crack on. As you can see, here are the two units, and I'll leave pictures around as I usually do, but these are the two units and you'll be hard pressed to tell which is which. So let's address the elephant in the room. Where is he? He's over there. Is the Oneleaf a copy of the Pard? I'll leave that for you to decide. I do not know. Just think of it like mobile phones. They're both made in China, and it's quite ironic actually, Chinese copying the Chinese and copyright rules, but I don't know. At the end of the day, it's the same as mobile phones. You get loads of mobile phones, they all look like each other. There is a mad rush for people to develop these. These are becoming extremely popular. But yeah, which is which? At the end of the day, guys, you know, we're the consumers. If it drives down price and gives us more choice, I'm all for it. So yeah, they do look extremely similar. Let's just have a walk around them. The big way to tell the difference here is the Pard has the on-off button up the top here, whereas the Oneleaf has the button just down on the side there. But yeah, they're pretty much similar. Each of these is designed to clip onto the end of a scope with an adapter. You have to buy the adapters with the actual unit itself. So with the Oneleaf, when you select to buy it, you get one adapter with the unit and you just pick which size you want to go over your scope. And the same with the Pard, you can buy additional adapters. For those that want to know, yes, the adapters do fit both scopes. If you buy a Pard one, it'll fit the Oneleaf will fit the Pard one. So let's walk around, and what we'll do is we'll take the Oneleaf here. So nice and simple, we have our ocular at the front here, where you can adjust the dioptics there. Nice and simple. We have an IR torch up the top, which you can zoom in and out. In here is an 18650 battery that goes in there. So both of them operate on a single 18650 battery. Here is the objective part. That's the bit that clips over your scope. I'll leave a picture so you can see how it's all set up, and check the Oneleaf video up there. That will show you how it does. There's your focus to actually focus in the crosshairs, and then you've got a whole load of buttons up here that allow you to control the unit. And what it is effectively a digital camera in here that you plug over your scope. And once it's over your scope, then you can take video, you can take still pictures, you've got the crosshairs, you can check it all out, get videos of your shooting, and of course it's got IR, so both of them operate on the 850 nanometer IR up here, so effectively you've got night vision. And the idea is that during the daytime you can clip this onto your scope and take daytime images, or take it off and use your scope normally. Nighttime, clip it on, take nighttime pictures. Both do pretty much the same thing. You know, they do look very, very similar. However, there are some differences here. So let's just walk around the differences. The Pard, which one is it? It's this one here. The Pard, this one here is the NV007A. Prices. Now this is an older model now of the Pard. They have brought out the S version, which I will leave a picture. But let's concentrate on a like-for-like difference here. The 7A, you can get this anywhere from about £320 if you look around on eBay, all the way up to about £450 from shops. And these are UK pound prices that I'm giving you here. And the reason you're starting to find deals on this is because they have a newer version out, which is the Pard 007S, which is a whopping £450 to £550. So you're starting to see these now being offered out for sale to get rid of the old stock. But you're still looking at £320 to £450 for these. The NV100 retails, delivered to you through their web address, retails at $300. Let's convert that to UK pounds. That's £221 as of November 21, and that's with the adapter as well. So quite a lot cheaper. And again, both of these are available in the 12 and 16 mils. Obviously, the 12 mil will be best for air rifle shooting on there. But yeah, so quite a bit difference in price there. And the sensors in these are different. Now, the NV100 has a Sony get this right, Star Viz CMOS sensor, and that's quite important. I think we're going to notice that later on. Whereas the sensor in the Pard, I cannot find any information on it on there, but we'll let the results actually show for themselves. So enough waffling, let's really do this properly. So what I've got is I put these using a standard type of scope that's sat up there on my Red Wolf up there, and it's the MTC Mamba scope on there. It's typical classic scope. We took them out in a controlled scenario in my range out to about 30 meters of a target, and we just run through a series of tests of zooming in, zooming out using the digital zoom, and then using the zoom on the scope and going up to about 12, 14, 16 times zoom, check the daytime and the nighttime characteristics with the video and the recording and see what it's like. So what we'll do first is we'll play the nighttime recordings side one after the other, and then you can see.
Okay, so we're outside with the Pard 7. IR is switched off at the moment, looking down range at about 30 meters. We're going to switch the IR level 1 on. Level 1 on, and the targets are in view. The torch is fully zoomed in, and I got the scope focused well. We'll go IR2, IR3, and back to 1. Off and 1. Right, let's try digital zoom now. So zoom 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5. Very grainy on IR1. But let's increase the IR level to give it a chance. IR2, IR3, and we'll just make sure that the scope is refocused, which it is. It should make no difference at all. So that's not too bad. Very grainy, but we're at 3 times zoom there. And we'll drop it back out again. Right, let's now focus the zoom the scope in. So we'll zoom the scope in to about 12 times. And yeah, we're losing a bit of quality there on IR3. If we drop the IR off and to level 1, we can see we're definitely losing some quality there. We do need that full IR in there to get that quality. But that's the Pard. Good crisp crosshairs there. Yeah, it's usable most definitely, as I'm sure most of you are aware. But yeah, there is a bit of quality loss there, and that IR torch, you could really, to be brutally honest with you, deal with a better IR torch there. But let's switch over to the Oneleaf and see what that's like. Okay, so now we're off with the Oneleaf. IR is switched off totally at the moment. 35 meters again, exactly the same setup as with the Pard 7. Let's switch the IR on. IR is now on, and straight away I can see that is a lot of a clearer picture. And that's just on IR1. Torch fully zoomed in as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the IR level up to 6, which we're not going to need, but let's just do it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's just totally flooding that area. No problems at all. We'll drop it back down to 1 because that's all we need here. Let's try digital zoom. So we only got up to 3 instead of 3.5. That's 2. That's 3 times zoom. We'll just double check, make sure that we're all in focus. We are. That's very nice. That's working out quite well. That's actually very easy to see there. 3 times zoom. We'll just increase the IR level. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, working very well. Let's take the zoom back to on the Oneleaf. Now let's focus in about 12 times zoom with the scope. And this is where the Pard struggled. It was getting very grainy and very low light. And we'll just make sure that our focus is in here correctly on the scope. That already is a better image, and that's at 1 time IR. We're just going to increase the IR magnification up now. Oh, that is definitely a better picture. I would definitely give the hands up here that the Oneleaf has the better torch and the better sensor here. That is definitely, you know, we're zoomed in about 12 times on the Mamba Pro, and that was pretty difficult to see. And I'll leave a side by side, but it was difficult to see with the Pard 7, but clearly the Oneleaf has the upper hand here. Very nice, and that's only on IR5, not that we need it any further than that at all. Even on IR1 that is working out absolutely. So I think that's to do with the sensor, the Sony sensor that's in here, certainly making a big difference. And let's just bring that zoom back out again. Okay, yeah, very nice, very crisp. Crosshairs nice and crisp, everything really nice.
Okay, so that's quite interesting with the nighttime recordings there. They both operate really well. The Pard 7, obviously nice, you get the IR torchings coming out of here, but the big difference that I find as well is that the IR torch on the Oneleaf just seems to be that little bit better. It has 6 levels of IR, but that just means basically it splits up that certain band into 6 pieces, whereas the NV only does it into 3 pieces. But the IR does seem to be a little bit better. But I think the major difference between the Pard and the NV is that sensor. The StarViz sensor in this is much more crisp, more defined, much clearer image. And I'll leave 2 side-by-side images for you to see, one with the Pard and one with the Oneleaf. And you can definitely tell it's much clearer in the Oneleaf. Now, I do a lot of photography, and some of you guys might have seen my astro pictures that I do, and there's 2 major things that really give you a good picture: good glass, and that's i.e. good lenses, and a good sensor. And the sensor in this with the Sony StarViz sensor is definitely winning there. It's very clear to see. Very, very impressed. But enough of that. Let's do a bit of daytime and see what it's like in daytime and see whether or not the results carry on into that as well.
Okay, so we've got the Pard 7 here now. We're in colour mode daytime, so obviously no IR torch. I've got everything focused in as much as possible on the standard one-time zoom. The Mamba Pro scope is zoomed all the way down. What we're going to do is we're going to increase the zoom just to see what the sensor's like, what the image is like. So increase the zoom. So we've moved up to zoom 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and we'll just readjust the focus, make sure everything's perfectly. Everything is nice and perfect there. And obviously this is digital zoom, and you can see the quality there coming through there. It's a nice, bright, clear winter's morning, so there's no light issues at all, and we can see nice and clearly there. Let's bring that zoom back out again. Let's come all the way back out to one-time zoom. Now let's zoom in on the actual Mamba, and again we'll zoom up to about 12 times. And then refocus the scope. Nice clear picture there. Yeah, certainly usable. So that is the Pard in daytime usage there, as we can see. Okay, so now we've switched across to the Oneleaf, and again we're now in daytime mode. Nice, good, clear, crisp day. No light issues here whatsoever. The Mamba Pro is completely zoomed out, and of course the IR torch is switched off. What we'll do is we'll just increase the zoom level to see how this copes. So we'll just zoom in 2 times, 3 times zoom. That's looking quite nice and crisp. We'll just double check on the focus on the scope, which will make no difference at all. And that's all okay, that's fine. Nice good clear image so we can see a comparison. Now we'll come across, we'll go back and we'll focus in now zoom on the actual Mamba itself, again up to about 12 times zoom. Now of course we need to adjust the focus on the scope, and there we have it. Absolutely nice, and again I think this sensor just seems to be better, much better on it. On the Oneleaf it's a lot crisper, it just sort of gives you a lot more detail, less graininess. Quite impressed with that actually. So yeah, that's the Oneleaf in daytime.
Okay, and again you can see it. I think you can see definitely there that the sensor in the NV100 is definitely a better sensor. It's better at capturing those finer details, better resolution. It just seems overall a better sensor. And the functionalities between them all, the zooming in and out, they're pretty much like for like, and it really does come down to that image quality, and that's really what distinguishes these two between each other. You know, they've got the functionality. Let's go through some pros and cons. So my conclusions, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. So let's start with the Pard. What's the Pard got going for it? Well, it's a well-known established brand. It's been around for some time, and you'll start probably finding these at cheaper prices as the old stocks of the 7A disappear. Its video format is a standard video format, unlike the Oneleaf, which is in a TS format, which can be a bit annoying. And the Pard does have Wi-Fi, whereas the Oneleaf doesn't. But to be brutally honest, the Pard's Wi-Fi, you have to use a third-party app. Nobody uses it. You don't really need it, and it's just one of those ticks in the boxes. But yeah, it doesn't have it on there. But the Oneleaf, I think it does win this competition. Number one, the price. You know, 221 quid for this. 221 UK pounds, $300 shipped to you, compared to this one here ranging from 300 to 400. You might get some better deals as the newer versions, or if you do want to go to the Pard S, then you're looking at 450 to 500, which is pretty much the same unit. It's just slightly different housing and everything like that. the image quality, definitely. I think the sensor in here is much better. I think what's happened here is that this unit has been developed after the Pard, and better technology, better sensor has been put in it. The menu system in here, I just prefer it. It's just much nicer, it's much crisper compared to the Pard. Again, you can see where they've taken something and just updated it, uplifted it, given it new stuff, better stuff in there. But it really, really does come down to the sensor in here. The microphone, it may sound a bit weird, but when I was playing the video of the Oneleaf, I had to really dial down the sound because the microphone is so crisp and loud in here, whereas the Pard is very, very muffled. But yeah, I think it comes down hands down with this one. It is a lot cheaper. And it's got a better sensor. It's better in low light because of that StarViz. And basically the way that the StarViz works is it has a backlit sensor in here, CMOS sensor, and it's also gathering that ambient light and using that to process the image. Then combine that with the IR torch, gives you that better, that crisper image. But yeah, if it was down to me, personal choice between the Pard 7 and the Oneleaf, then it would go to the Oneleaf. And that's not to say Pard is bad. I love my Pards. I've got the Pard 8 LRF, and you'll see it sat up there on my Impact. Cracking piece of kit. Absolutely love it. But in the battle of these two clip-ons, I'm sorry to say, it is definitely going to have to be down to the Oneleaf. Sorry, Pard. They have trumped you on this one, so that would be my recommendation. Mainly down to cost, and that the image sensor in here, the CMOS sensor in here, is just so much better than in the Pard 7. It just gives you that crisper, clearer view on there. But I'd love to know your thoughts. I know a lot of you guys have gone and got the Oneleaf, and you like it as well. A cracking little unit. I know a lot of you guys also do have the Pards on there, but if you are looking for one, like I said, I'll leave some links down below. I do have an affiliate link with Oneleaf, and I've tried to keep this review as constant as I could, scientific as I could, to a degree, you know, basically side by side doing the same comparisons. But I'd love to know your thoughts and comments, and catch you on the next video.